The second day of the water polo encounter, the under-21 Indo-Sri Lanka water polo series. The match today representing the Indian girls team and our own Sri Lankan team. So there you have it, the first 7 players for the first quarter lining up against the goals. The ball's being cleared after their warm-up practices and each member taking their line. They've got to line themselves up against the goalpost line, and as soon as the ball is set and the referee's whistle gets underway, the teams will have the swim off for the possession of the ball, and let's see how that starts off. So in the Sri Lanka team, in the first quarter's lineup, we have Taruka, Krishel Robin, Rohansa Vijayaratna, Anika Sumanatilaka, Sitara Zuhair, and the swimmers are off. And India takes possession of the ball. Number 5, Varsha, takes it. And starting off their 30-second clocks, they're leading the charge into the Sri Lankan half. The game of fouls, as it's called. Possession changes. The Sri Lankan goalie looking for the best position to pass it. Over to number 4, Anika, who takes possession.
And that's how it's done. Sri Lanka rack up a goal here early in the first quarter through Rohansa Vidyaratna, and who better than to start proceedings at the Sugadadasa. Very good evening to you, Akri, and joining me in commentary this evening is Feroz Ahmed, bringing a wealth of knowledge from the cricket field, and we're delighted to have him here with us on this very auspicious occasion.
So it's interesting to see, there you have it, a backward throw into the goal. Change of possession once again, and Sri Lanka in possession of the ball. It's nice to see the scoreboard starting off like this.
Yes, earlier in the day, the men's team were the first to score from India.
And there you have it, the second goal by none other than cap number 3, who's also Rohansa once again.
Sri Lanka playing water polo one-on-one, getting the ball to that right wing and then feeding the prop. Wonderfully done. Nice turn there from the prop, making sure that she presents the ball when and then finishes it at the back of the net. So Sri Lanka taking a commanding lead here early in the first quarter. But this Indian outfit looks very well drilled. If it is anything to go by what happened earlier in the day, you'd expect this to be a very close game through the 4 quarters.
Time is of the essence in this 30-second countdown. And back again, possession to Sri Lanka. Let's see whether they can repeat the same feat again.
So again, those previous 2 goals are coming from the back of good defensive work from the Sri Lankan contingent, supporting their goalkeeper as well with a wealth of experience. And now looking at that awkward bar, needs a pass through.
Oops. Just
excellent shot there from the awkward bar. Cap number 10 for Sri Lanka.
Pujani Vijay Singh, who takes the goal for that.
Nicely done. How many times they worked that move through and nicely threaded through. Had to shoot through 2 defenders and the goalkeeper, and being successful.
For a moment it looked like it was going to be a missed goal, but the referee has declared that it did cross the line.
Yes, and as if it were in any Sri Lanka-India encounter, the Indian crowd here stunned into silence. with a 3-0 advantage to Sri Lanka. India now looking to respond through their prop.
It's back to our goalkeeper.
Referee allowing the game to be played on. And again, Sri Lanka have made every defensive opportunity count in the goals, which is why you see a 3-0 lead with 5.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. And as they do just that,
there we go. Once again, a nice back shot. And it's Rohansa yet again.
Rohansa cannot be stopped this evening. Looks to be on fire at the Sugadadasa. Wonderful ball into the prop there.
She seems to be getting that backward motion quite into place.
India sensing that she is the danger player to go to and double teaming her, but a good pinpoint accurate pass coming in. I'm sure the coaches would like that pass to come in from the wing rather than the bar, but a goal nonetheless on this Sri Lankan score sheet will put the coaches at ease early into this game.
So it's a change of position once again to Sri Lanka. Krishel in possession of the ball right now, looking for that single free player to pass on.
Pujani
that didn't go too well.
Beg your pardon, Pujani trying the same angles as before, but Sri Lanka need to be passing and shooting. The men's team did that quite well in the afternoon session, and good shot, good strong shot from the bar. Danger signs. They need to be marking their players down, this defensive unit. Rohansa with ball again, as she is accustomed to so much at the Sugadasa.
And yes, it's another goal once again. 4-0. The score reads, I beg your pardon, it's 5-0. And Rohansa, the player for the moment, making sure that every possession counts.
Nice turn, nice ball presentation, faking one way, making sure that goalie drops the weight onto that side and then just taking the other side of the goal. Sri Lanka look well drilled and well positioned to take advantage of all
Taking the ball into the half right now is the Indian captain Yana. Good attempt there by Varsha, who just misses it with the throw slightly over the goal bar.
First extra man situation for India to attack on. So they are one player up. Sri Lanka defending with 5 field players and the goalkeeper. This looks like a goal that would come in for India.
Yes, and that's Safar Sakir scoring the goal for the Indian under-21 team.
Nicely done, working the ball all the way from that right wing, then the left bar, then the left wing, and coming as close as possible to the goal, waiting till the goalie sinks there. From those wonderful pictures brought to you by the Papare team on deck, and then taking the shot. So good counter-attacking goal from India.
Back to a full composition. The Sri Lankan team takes on the ball right now. Anika passing it on to a direct shot attempt there. That didn't go too well. A little bit of energy for the ball.
So something we noticed before as well, Akri, we didn't see a lot of drive-ins into the D, and in that last play as well, you could say that they were static in the attack. Wonderfully done there from the awkward bar. We said to mark the player down. She made the attempt before and was unsuccessful, but this time make sure to rack up another goal in favor of this Indian under-21 outfit.
So the Indians also suddenly taking charge of the game. The last 2 goals being a formidable effort. Sri Lanka yet again in charge. Working the ball, making sure that they pass to the correct places, looking for that opportunity yet again. A slight miss over there, and it's back to the goalkeeper.
Yes, the zone defense working well there for Sri Lanka on that occasion, which is why the wing player had no option but to lob it with the shot clock running down. And this is where both teams would have just got a feel for each other.
And yet again, another missed attempt by Prachita.
So already attack and defense looking just a little bit different. With having had a good part of 6 minutes in the quarter, both teams will know how each team is looking to score.
So Sri Lanka right now trying some of those long shots, but not having that bit of power to just make sure that the ball gets in. So there you have it once again. India, Prachita Rao.
Good response from India late into this quarter, knowing that they can take advantage on that wing. So that's twice now they've scored off that wing. And the Sri Lankan defense just needs to read that play a little better, settle down and support the goalkeeper there on that corner.
They need to start also taking into account their defensive mechanism and to activate that fast. While there we go, another goal. A direct hit once again, and this time it worked.
Krishan Robin finding a mark this time, was unsuccessful on the last attack, but she is one of the danger players for this Sri Lankan outfit. Very well experienced on international tours in the last 2 years, and it's the two Robin sisters who also find themselves in the Sri Lankan contingent, Denila Robin being the younger of the two, but nicely done from the strong bar on Sri Lanka.
Once again, those long shots among these girls, they're still getting the hang of it to see how much more power that they need to lob the ball in. Sri Lanka back again in position. Anika.
Robin again will want the ball in her hands, sees the gap. Could have done with one more pass there.
So suddenly we see the Indian girls moving in faster, and there we go again. Safwa Sakir scoring the goal, taking it up to 4 goals to India.
Nicely done. This is wonderful skill there, just to hold it like a clutch shot in basketball. Just hold the shot for that extra second until your defender and the goalie sinks, and then take the lob. So wonderfully done there, and it's a very fast-paced game actually at the moment. You can see just a couple of passes and then resulting in a goal. So if it's anything to go by, I think we're in for a treat on the goal count for this evening.
Definitely, because we have not seen any unsuccessful plays that far. Almost every single attempt by each of the teams has resulted in some kind of a goal or a very close attempt.
So the first half of this quarter was purely feeding the prop Rohansa Vidyaratna, and as soon as Sri Lanka looked to divert from the strategy, they've not been as successful. So things to come back on to, go back to the basics, feed the prop, get the exclusions, play through the swim-ins.
Once again, it's Safwa Sakir who takes another direct hit, taking it up to a challenge of 5 goals India to 6 of Sri Lanka. The last 25 seconds of this quarter. Let's see if the Sri Lankan girls can really convert this into a goal.
Yes, nicely done there. The Indian left winger and left bar look very, very strong on that shot. And she took advantage of that play because her defender had just dropped back to mark the prop defender. Nicely done again. India with all the options in front of them.
And the clock runs short of that attempt. At the end of the first quarter, India 5 and Sri Lanka 6.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Tune in to the Papare your home for all things sports.
So our referees, Mr. Nihal Bamnuarachi and Mr. Sanket Shinde from India. Raising in for the possession, let's see. Bit of a fight with the Indians, who finally take possession of this ball. Looking for the gaps, looking for the free players to pass on. Yet another attempt, Madhurima this time, but as we have seen, the ladies still trying to get a grip with the long shots on either side.
Sri Lanka putting in the second goalkeeper as well, Akre, into this fixture. Selena Silva, I believe, with the number 13 cap. Krisha Robin, nice fake, but not able to thread the needle, so to speak. Will just need to shoot off the pass. That will be the most effective for Robin. India now looking to use the winger. They got the right winger free. Instead feeds the prop. Nice turn from the prop.
The prop looks for the good opportunity, finds the exact gap. Pracheta scores the equalizer, and it's 6-all.
Versatile play from the Indians. You saw her popping up on the wing in the last quarter, taking strong shots. So India seem to be channeling most of their attacks through 2 or 3 key players, which Sri Lanka need to identify and then shut down immediately, because we're back level now from that steamrolling session that Sri Lanka had in the first quarter. So it's even Stevens and a very interesting second quarter in the looming. Nicely fed to Rohan Savidyaratna. Earns the extra man. I beg your pardon, doesn't. That's just an ordinary foul given. Oh, very nearly ricocheting off that player and then finding the back of the net. India look well conditioned. They seem to getting their swimmers quick and fast up the pool and into the prop. Wonderful ball there. Good double teaming from Sri Lanka to earn that turnover.
Well, let's hope this time that they get even more closer so that they can ensure that there is enough power for their charge. Trying to still get the ball fuller into the Indian half.
Wonderful attempt with options running down from that awkward bar. Skip shot, just not finding that sweet spot between the goalkeeper and the bar. Offensive foul called, and Sri Lanka have another attacking chance now. 18 seconds, Krisha Robin with the ball, needs to get it into one of those wingers there to give them possession of the ball, as they do just that now into the winger. Will look for the prop, quick ball into the prop. Well, very well defended, shut down the passing lanes and averts that attack. So India now with a chance to counter and respond and take this goal tally in their favour.
The Indians being a little bit more quicker as they return when they get possession of the ball.
Cardinal mistake. You can't leave those shooters coming into the 4 meter, 3 meter zones, because they are very strong. Cap number 3 for India, Safwa Sakir, and one of the goal scorers in the previous quarter as well. Sri Lanka now through the wingers, looking for options.
And options don't seem to be coming. I think they need to get a little bit more closer into their lines so that they can make sure just that one motivation goal to get them back into the game.
Yes, both teams blessed with strong shooters, and it's wonderful to see in this game as you have just that nicely done there from
Number
India.
9, Prachita.
Praticha Rao, I beg your pardon, seems to be popping up in just the right areas. We spoke about her playing in prop and then the wing as well, and repeats that feat from the first quarter. And India go 1 goal up now, making this a very, very interesting quarter. 3.5 minutes
Sri
remaining.
Lanka changing one of the players. Taruki Kalansurya also joining in now.
And the coaches do have the timeout. They have 2 timeouts in the game, so they've got 1 remaining, which they can use in this quarter if necessary. So the difference, if you see, Akri, India is shooting from 3 meters to 2 meters out, using the wings, using the props. Sri Lanka is trying to shoot with the bars and the center players, which is not really working for them, especially. Wonderfully done. Excellent work there from India.
Number 7, Roshni Saravanan, who takes the goal.
Roshni looking for options, surveying everything, and then just finding the sweet spot there, just on the edge of that bar, making it very, very difficult for the goalkeeper to judge as well.
And Sri Lanka at this point also trying the various options. Yet another change coming in is Anika.
Yes, they've got strong shooters in Krishal, Robin, Anika, Sumatilaka, Pujini, Vijay, Singha. But their main attack is Rohansa Vidyaratna. And India seem to have just quietened her down through these last 8 minutes at the Sugadadasa, which is telling on the scoreboard now.
Trying to work that inner line, trying to find the loop and pass it on to Rohansa.
Ball under is the call from referee Sanket. It's also interesting to see, Akri, the coaches are not too animated. They seem to have got the game plans right. They're well within themselves in this very hard fought game. And seem to have prepared well for this tournament.
Definitely. One thing that I noticed is the reaction time to get the ball back in. The Indians being just a few seconds quicker.
Yes, India coming off the back of their state championship, so these players are well drilled and
Definitely.
well conditioned.
And at the end of the day, the objective of this tournament is also to beef our water polo skills. So it's a good challenge for the Sri Lankan girls.
Nice steal by India. Looking
Once
dangerous
again,
now. If she's just got to turn and swim this one in. She's got options on the left and in front of her. Good passing option. Wow, wonderfully done. Good exhibition there of quick thinking. India playing almost extra man, but had the sense and the wherewithal to distribute. But
A clear position. Once again.
Nail-biting stuff here, the Sugadasa. Sri Lanka just seemed to have been caught napping on that attack. Had the rebound and the goal at her mercy, did Rohansa Vidyaratna. Goal being awarded, I think, this time. Much to the dismay
by a
of
missed pass back towards the goalie by the Indians themselves.
much to the dismay of Rachana Jayaprakash, the goalkeeper. Throws that ball away in disgust. But India nonetheless leading by 1.
There you have it. Trying to give it over to the goalkeeper. The ball just slips into the goal. Breaking away.
Sinali Ratnaik on that previous play doing quite well there. And is it India ball or Sri Lanka ball? There seems to be 2 messages coming out. One from the refs and one from the bench. But the ref is the man in charge of this one.
And I heard the bell going, so someone's called it off.
And he does just that in
Time out by the Indians, I guess. 1.5 minutes approximately left for the second quarter. The Sri Lankans taking their position, being ever so ready to play a defensive game right now, as the possession after the timeout comes into the hands of the Indians.
Five seconds remaining on the shot clock. Oh, wonderfully done. With 4 seconds remaining,
Madhurima
India,
takes it from that outside, looking for that gap.
just have a look at this replay. Wonderful shot there from that awkward wing. One of the most difficult shots to execute on the bounce. Finding the back of the net. Wonderfully done there. If you're at the Sugatadasa, you definitely got your money's worth this evening, with such skill on display from both countries. Sri Lanka looking a little rattled with that bounce shot from India on the last attack, but need to regroup now. Won't help to be lobbing from that angle. Need to get the prop into the game, and if not, go into a double prop position. India leading by 2 with 20 seconds, just about 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. India looking to attack. Bars in the right position to make use of it.
And
she does just that.
yes, she does just that. Prachita once again looking for that gap on the edge of the goal, getting it just in.
Loading up on the previous play as well, making the defender double guess there. Wonderfully done. You could sense the shot was coming. It was on. The position was just right. And Sri Lanka look a little deflated now, trailing by 3 goals. The half will be a welcome break for them to reassess the game plan and go back to the basics, the one that worked so well in the first quarter. Shooting from distance will not help. Instead, looking for the prop.
The prop is always being marked with at least 2 players. So maybe a switch of the strategy is called for by the coaches. Who is going to say what at half time is something for us to wait and see. So at the half time, the scoreboard reads 10 goals to India, followed by 7. So we are on the second day of this tournament. A refresher for Sri Lankan Aquatics. 3 sports of the National Age Group Championships brought in together at once. Swimming, diving and water polo interspersed throughout the day. We are on the Indo Sri Lanka Under 21 water polo series. Each team playing 3 matches, the best of 3 for the win. As we watch the replays, the strength of the Indians for long shots. Something good to learn, but if you had to save the game, the Sri Lankans need to find a strategy to get themselves closer to the goal. Also give a little bit of hand to the prop, Rohansa, as she's now definitely being marked. Seeing the first few goals that came consecutively.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports.
Sri Lanka started strongly in that first quarter and took this Indian defense by surprise, but India responding very strongly and finding themselves in the lead. Sri Lanka now with swim ball on, showing that they have the swimming strength to keep up with this Indian challenge. 3 goals is not insurmountable.
They're trying to move in, and that, for once, getting that right shot in. Sitara Zuhair getting the ball in. The Sri Lankan number 9, a nice long shot, finding the correct gap to make sure that Sri Lanka moves up 1 goal.
Sitara Zuhail stoking the fire, making sure she cheers this team on and makes and is the spark that ignites the flame. But now India looking to douse that flame, looking to drive into the arc, which is a good option. Good pressure defense now, but leaving that prop all unmarked, ready to receive the ball from India. And as we say, that prop with the ball. One of the bar defenders needs to drop down to support her man. And Sri Lanka with another opportunity now to bring it to within 1.
Can they lead the same charge? Ball on to Anika.
Zuhair with the ball again, looking for options. Fakes, comes in. Excellently done. Wonderful reply there from the Sri Lankan contingent.
She found that same shot again. What worked once before, worked again. And Anika also finding the right opportunity to make sure that Sitara Zuhair receives it and ensure a well-timed goal to move Sri Lanka up 9 goals to 10.
Nicely done, and she's got her teammate Krisha Robin just on her left shoulder as well. So if she needs to fake and give the pass out, that's an even better option as well, because India will be waiting for that shot now. And Mehan Sajaratna surveying her options, making sure she gets the ball up the pool, doing
Back
the
to
right
Anika.
things. Unfortunate not to find the prop there. Well defended by India.
The Indian girls quicker at getting the ball back into play. Power of the props. The backward shot did not work this time.
Dangerous ploy from Sri Lanka to leave that prop unattended. India was so good at crowding out the prop even in the men's game in the afternoon, and now with Rohan Savidyaratna. Sri Lanka looking for the cross pass, looking for their bar and their centre shooter. Awkward bar, all free. Just needs to slide in. Wonderfully done.
Number 10, Pujani, who gets it in this time.
Pujani Vijayasinghe shooting from that awkward bar as she did in the first quarter. Nicely done. So the top 3 for Sri Lanka firing now in this third quarter and bringing it to level all at 10 goals each for in this game. Nice skip shot there. So Sri Lanka started the first quarter in much the same fashion, and India responded strongly. So they will be aware of it. They will know not to give that prop easy ball. As the wing defender comes out, and then we'll need to get back to the prop now. Looking for their strong bars as they did in the last quarter. India looking to shoot.
Well defended. Well defended.
Wonderfully done by cap number 1 for Sri Lanka, Mehan Sajaratna. Corner ball being awarded, 18 seconds on the shot clock for India. Feeding that prop. So
trying
dangerous.
again. Okay. She gets it in. Pracheta.
Takshita Kamanegama instilling in his team just that. Why would you leave an open channel for the pass for that prop to just turn Sitara Zuhair and shoot? And that's where the goalkeeper and the centre back marker need to be coordinating, need to drop that defence down ASAP so that it just blocks out the passing lane. Sri Lanka now again with a goal now to claw back in their favour. Krisha Robin asks for it, diagonal pass through the strong bar. Playing with double prop, good option from Sri Lanka to go into double prop. Right wing free for the taking.
A good distraction, and Sitara yet again making sure her shots are working. Sri Lanka playing a good tactic to disturb the field here with 2 props.
Zohair on fire here at the Sugadasa, getting her hat-trick there. And also the indecision in the Indian defence was because Sri Lanka played double prop, so they didn't know who to mark there, and that was a good ploy to go to. So 11 all, a nail-biting game here at the Sugadasa. We promised you something similar, and the script wouldn't have been written any other way for this evening's proceedings. India now.
Which way this match is going to go is yet to be seen, with the third quarter still being played out, 5 minutes on the clock. The Indians trying that long shot, didn't work at all.
Yes,
Possession with Mehansa, the Sri Lankan goalkeeper, passing it back to Anika on the offside.
Yes, Anika doing all the hard yards on that right wing. A thankless job really, because you don't get a lot of reward for it. But as that is the result of getting the ball all around the arc and back to the prop. So wonderfully done. And Anika putting the mileage in on that wing there, top of screen for you. India now looking to get that elusive goal and go into the lead in this quarter.
Will they try it from the corners, or will they try a direct shot? It's
Centre
yet to
with
be
open
seen.
water. Centre with open water. Needs to come in and shoot. Wonderfully
And
done.
yes,
Excellent work from the Indian centre player.
Yana Rahul, the captain.
Apologies for not being conversant with the names, but hands up from the defenders. None of the defenders had their hands up there just at the last minute, leaving the goalkeeper all to herself, and that's not a position you want to be in as the goalkeeper. So Sri Lanka again looking for that goal, trailing this game now by 1 goal. Somana Tilaka feeds Rohansa Vidyaratna. Excellent turn, looking to shoot. Referee playing advantage with the double defense.
Rohansa always being marked by 2 Indian players. Something that the Sri Lankans really need to realize and adjust.
Yes, this is where the luxury of having the left-hander on that right wing or the right bar makes such a difference in a team. You see all the international teams having at least 2 left-handers in their 14-man contingent.
And
Just
the
so that
Indians
you
calling the timeout again? Or is it Sri Lanka's timeout? It is Sri Lanka's timeout.
So for the first time in the day, you've got the Indian coaches just a little bit worried there. And good signs for Sri Lanka water polo. The girls were not able to tour in Singapore in March, and seem to have proven their point as the stronger team in this outfit. It's still early days, just day 1 today, but wonderfully done to make this a very, very interesting game at the Sugadasa. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Still a lot of water polo to be played. And referee Sanket signals the teams to get on with it, because in the last 15 seconds you can start moving up the pool as they do just that. Sri Lanka with an open goal. Goalie needs to get back soon. Anika looking to distribute. Sitara Zohair will be marked tight by India, as she is. Krisha Robin can do the diagonal swim. They've got
And a good try this time. Rohansa getting the ball in, but a little high. Indians responding faster, trying to get their play back on quicker. And yes, it works for them.
Sri Lanka being guilty of making the same mistake more than 2 to 3 times on this occasion on the prop marker. So coach Dakshita Thaminegama has his work cut out in this last quarter, beg your pardon, in the last 2 quarters, to make sure that he stops that option, because it's something that's yielding a lot of fruit for India. Now again, Rohansa being pushed out of that 2-meter mark, so that's why she finds herself almost on the 5-meter there. Good defensive work from this Indian outfit, looking for the wing.
Number 7. A lob that didn't work.
Press defense by India, not allowing free passes to the strong shooters from Sri Lanka. Wonderfully done. Accurate pass, right exactly where they needed it. Sri Lanka did well not to draw the exclusion there. Oh, good defense. Good defense from Arani Dorobawila, that was defending that awkward bar. And her teammate from school, Mehansa Jayaratne, will send this one up the pool, needing Anika Sumanithalaka to do the hard yards, get the ball into the 2-meter. And Sri Lanka can look at the double prop option as well. It worked well for them before. Feeds Rohansa Vidyaratne instead. Difficult to be shooting from 3 to 4 meters out as the prop. You need to be on that 2-meter line. India just seemed to have clawed back that momentum that
Sri Lanka
Sri Lanka
had
had
in the
in the opening stages. Penalty given, I think that was textbook penalty being awarded, something that you talk about in the whiteboard sessions, and you ask your defensive teams never to action on a match day. And India find themselves with a chance to go another goal up. Strong shot into the bottom corner there.
And the Indian number 9, Pracheta, taking that shot, making sure the penalty moves the score up. 14 points, 14 goals to 11.
Yeah, not coming up out of the water as much, but the finish was really good from Pracheta, which is why she finds the direction and the strength. Rohansa now playing in a bar position. I beg your pardon, it's Robin looking for Rohansa. Rohansa not aware to it. And that prop marker seems to be doing a wonderful job there on Rohansa Vidyaratne, which is why India are leading 3 goals at the moment. India with a chance to get another one on the scoreline.
Good defense by Mehansa, the Sri Lankan goalkeeper. Passing it on to number 4, Anika. Sri Lanka 2 props moving in yet again, and Anika checking it out. Krishal Robbins trying that hard shot, just misses it.
Sri Lanka need to be playing double prop, but from the look of it, the single prop attack isn't working. And when it doesn't work for you on 2 attacks, you've got to switch it up either in the 3rd or the 4th at least. India seem to be doing the right changes at the right time, which is why they find themselves leading now. So again, coming to game management, coming into game awareness from the think tank on the bench as well. Rohansa Vidyaratne needs to find herself in that 2-meter. She's not going to trouble the scorers much, way out in the 3 and the 4-meter zones.
Something that occurred to me is that as the time proceeds, endurance seems to be a factor to hold on. The Sri Lankans, after the first half, came in full swing with that well-earned 5-minute break.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports.
Once again, the last quarter. Whose ball is it going to be? Indians taking possession. Renewed charge. Trying to find that gap. Passing it round. This time from the side. Swim over. Possession changes into Sri Lanka.
Selena Silva sharing duties with Mehan Sajaratna on the goal for Sri Lanka. But this is where they need to come in and come back into the game through Rohansa Vidyaratna. Rohansa looking for the exclusion. And referee saying play on.
The Sri Lankans still not having fully understood that their well charged prop is being given double guards by the Indians to make sure that her powerful shots don't get in.
Stunning shot from the Indian bar there. Lucky for Sri Lanka to have not gone in, and instead
A good opportunity. Let's see. Ball for Sri Lanka. A long pass, just a little wide. Indian goalie Rachana passing it on.
Nice ball, nice swim into the D. Wonderfully done there from India. Unlucky not to have got that at the back of the net, but that's the kind of play we were talking about before from Sri Lanka as well. Their attack seems to be coming from a static D, just a few diagonal passes. They need to be breaking up the defense, swapping them around, and then making sure that the strong shooter has the ball on that bar. At the moment, it's India doing all the swimming at the Sugatadasa.
Once again, the same shots. Anika trying it from the far corner, but not enough energy just to get that last bit of the ball into the goal.
Ball under is the call from referee Sanket, so turnover being awarded, and Rohansa Vidyarathan looks to be substituted for Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka heavy on the right hand side through Anika Sumanithalaka, looking for support, doesn't have it, will have to do it all by herself, swim into the arc and earn that exclusion if she can, or look for someone on the bar to distribute to.
Moving in, number 7 Krishel. Time changes. Not enough time to react on that.
Krishel Robin shooting just as the expiration of the shot clock was heard there with the loud beep on deck. And India now getting into good positions and making sure that they have a lot of options, whether it's a shot on or just passing to create that next attacking advantage.
4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Something that was
Hope
discussed.
still not lost.
Something that was discussed, Akri, in that All Blacks Sri Lanka game as well, where the All Blacks always seem to have options in the 3rd, 4th, 5th plays on attack, whereas Sri Lanka just seem to wither out after the first or first, second, third attacking options. So things for these teams now to look at as Sri Lanka goes into international competition. These are the areas that you need to fine tune and then talk about your strength and conditioning.
The technical edges, as we say.
And also using the 14-man squad, because the new rules allow you to play one extra. Before it was 13 players and now 14. So you've got that extra player as well to your advantage. Oh, what a goal from India. What a goal at the Sugatadasa, coming in midway through this 4th quarter.
Indian number 11, Madhurima, taking that shot. Just making sure that it just got under into the bar, bounced well, moving the goals 15 to 11.
Not much you can do as a goalkeeper on that one, but just to say wonderfully done, and make sure that your attacker is taking her on a tight press, because you won't want to give a lot of airtime to that kind of player. Sri Lanka with options.
An over short pass, 10 seconds. Can she quickly swing it back?
Pujani, one shoot and pass and shoots, and then
Yes, that was well done. Number 6, Taruki taking the shot just at the right moment from the side, making sure that there was just enough meat of the ball to get it into the line.
Wonderful pictures on deck there from the Papare team. Taruki shooting just between the head and the defending arm of that near defender. So wonderfully done. Showing the amount of knowledge that these players have now. Gone were the days where you just shoot from the wing, hoping for the best. But the game has evolved with so much of footage available and so much of technical input. Nice to see that coming out in game time. So Sri Lanka's still not out of it. 3 goals to the deficit, but we've got 3.5 minutes remaining, which is a good 7 attacks from both teams. So Sri Lanka's got 3 or 4 attacks up their sleeve, and if they choose to, can take the timeout as well to set one attack up from a set play.
Selina calling it out, getting the ball at the necessary time, and trying for those much needed opportunities to make sure.
Yes, you notice the perimeter defenders from India as well, pushing the Sri Lankan player just out of that 6 meters, so that it just creates that additional distance for the ball to travel. So little technical things. Oh yes, oh
Good,
yes, you couldn't have asked for it
shot.
any better than that.
Yeah. Number 9, doing the needful for India, Prachita Rao. Just when the Sri Lankans were looking at getting set, the ball reaches the prop, a quick turnaround into the goal.
Miss Rao showing wonderful awareness and utility, playing in prop positions, the wing and then the bar. A real asset for this Indian under-21 team. And as they seem to hit the nail in the coffin now, with ball in front of them, clear water in front of them. Unlucky not to go in. Unlucky. Selena Silva breathes a sigh of relief as she gets the ball as far away from her goal as she can. And yearning her team now to get one on the score sheet. Pujani with a good cross pass, looking for Rohan Savidaratna. Good pass into the prop, good pass into the prop, we said.
Krishal Robin doing her number as usual. Right moment, just the right distance. This time she was there at the correct line, 2 meters, and just getting it in, edging the ball.
Robin getting into the right position, making sure her defender is as far away from the ball as possible, and then taking that backhand. So if Rao can do it on one side, Robin saying, hey, I've got the same game, and let's see one-on-one how we stand. India now looking for their wingers, looking for their prop who's been a little quiet, their standard prop in that position. As we say that, they will us into silence up here in the commentary box. Cap number
Then
7
number
for
7,
India.
Roshini Saravanan, catching the goalie a little off guard from her edge.
Roshini just stretching this lead now, just beyond what Sri Lanka can look to claw back. Good strong shot.
The referee Sanket calling back the ball to ease off the confusion.
Nice to see that skip shot being implemented from from such a close range. Not easy, especially when the angle is dying down on you. You've always got the risk of that ball just plopping into the water and then not moving any further. but wonderfully done.
Sri Lanka's moving in, trying that side shot once again. Number 4, Anika. Not enough distance or getting closer to the goal. Good save once again by Selina. Now looking out for the opportunity, whom to get the ball to. And it's over to Krishel.
Sri Lanka with plenty of options, just need to distribute the ball. 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock and takes the shot with 9 seconds remaining. That additional pass is what they need to be looking at on the whiteboard session. Just one additional pass and you've got that goal for the taking. 17-13 is a very, very close scoreline given the modern game and the pace at which it is played. And India playing at pace, looking to distribute the ball into the wingers and make full use of the field.
The quarter time looking very bleak. 35 seconds.
It's 35.6 seconds if you want to be pedantic about it on the main game clock. We've got 33 seconds remaining on our Papare's shot clock. But timeout being taken to go for a set play. We spoke about this before. Sri Lanka could have probably opted to take that a little earlier in the quarter.
Yes, waiting for the players, trying to figure out who is that best person right now to at least edge the scoreboard up in the last 35 seconds.
As the referee signals to play on, and will give the ball to the Sri Lankan goalie who's on the halfway mark.
Yet another miss.
Unlucky for Sri Lanka, but corner ball awarded nonetheless. So last attack in the game, Sri Lanka need to come away with a goal here just to have that momentum.
Sense of motivation that they got this right.
Feeds the prop, feeds the prop. Oh, excellently defended there from India. It looks
And
so easy from up here.
Yeah.
You can always ask why wasn't that scored, but it's a lot of hard work from that centre back marker to make sure that they position the prop and keep pressuring the prop so that the shot is
And it's
always
anybody's
outside.
game. And there goes the buzzer. The Indians having the better luck of the day.
And that would be, I think, the shot of the game. Madhuma SM scoring just on the dying fractions of a second in that last quarter. Wonderful pictures there to leave you with. But a great game all in all for Sri Lanka and India in this first of 3-game series. The Sri Lankan contingent would have had other ideas in the first quarter when they took that easy 4-0 or 5-0 lead, but India coming back strong and coming back to show their dominance on this sport in the Asian region. And as we have the players lining up to shake hands and then call it a night, only to start another chapter, another day for tomorrow. So Sri Lanka live for 2 more games. And
2
we'll
more
have-
games.
And we'll
And
have
also a little bit of homework to go check back on those videos as to how they can hold off that and sustain that charge that they had in the first quarter. Consecutive shots. Figure out whom to save and whom to exploit at just the right moment.
Yes, I'm told the second game for the girls is coming up at 1:45 p.m., 2 p.m. tomorrow. So if you're in the vicinity, this is one.